Hey, what's up everybody? It's Isaac from Alchemy here, and this is episode 23 of the Alchemy Devlog. In this episode, I'm going to go over what's new since last time, including the very exciting Nordic horror game Vaesen from Free League. We've got beta codes for that out to Kickstarter backers now. We've got dice pool rerolls. We've got some tactical mode updates and some universe quality of life features that I'm excited to share with you all. As always, we're going to dive into that roadmap after that. I will talk about what we're working on next, and I even have 1 or 2 sneak peeks to share in there as well. And of course, I will go through the questions and answers since last time. Thank you for all of those questions. They're always fun. All right, with that out of the way, let's dive in. Let's talk about Vaesen. I'm going to create a new game here, and I'm going to choose Vaesen from my list of systems. If you're a Kickstarter backer, you should have access to at least this Enhanced Edition core rulebook that is listed as beta here. I'm going to go ahead and launch a game in that one. Cool. Here we are in a Vaesen game. We've got a bunch of really cool scenes here for Alchemy Enhanced, including this neat little title scene here with this monster wiggling around in the background there. So within Vaesen so far, we have most of the features that we need. We're still missing a couple. I'll mention those up front. We've got initiative for combat still needed. And we have the character generator with all of the character features and everything that you need, you know, similar to the character generators that we've released for like Kids on Bikes and Merkborg and Vastgrim and the like. Character generators like that for Vaesen are on the near horizon. I believe they'll be out within the next few days to a week from recording time. But everything else should be good to go. So let's jump in and take a look at some NPCs. In fact, we might even have some NPCs in some of these scenes here. Actually, this isn't an adventure. This is just the Alchemy Enhanced module. So I don't think we'll have any NPCs preloaded into these, but we'll take a quick tour and then I'll just stop and add. Oh, this one's really cool. We'll just add some NPCs here. So in the NPCs, we've got several different types for Vaesen. We've got humans, we've got Vaesen themselves. We've also got animals, which I don't think there are any preloaded in here. And you also have a headquarters type of sheet that you can use to track the player character's headquarters as it sort of evolves with development points throughout the campaign. So let's go ahead and throw in Agnes here. And curious if we have any good Vaesen to grab from here. Here's a boggart. We'll grab that. Ooh, let's grab the Church Grim. I like that one. So there are different sheets for the different character types. So Agnes here is a human, and we've got their stats here across the top, as well as their skills and description on the view side of this character sheet. And over here on the edit side, you can choose familiar things from other Alchemy games, as well as new things for Vaesen itself, like these attributes that you saw on the view side, and skills, which are editable for this, as well as the more flavory bits like description. And then, of course, you have core Alchemy kit like equipment, trackers, and actions that you expect to find on any game system. We've customized the trackers here specifically for player characters in Vaesen, so you get trackers that make sense for the system. Heading back over to stats, we have editable skills here. You can add skills, and this was rolled out for 5th edition a few weeks ago as well. You can add and edit skills here, so if you click into one of these, you can choose all the things that you need for this particular skill, including what ability it rolls. You can even edit the description if you'd like, do all of that good stuff. For the Vaesen side, the sheet is slightly different. They've got conditions and combat sections here, as well as examples of conflict and their magical powers, in addition to their statistics here. And over here on the edit side, you've got a few more fields beyond what you saw for humans. And then, of course, they've got the equipment trackers and actions as well. For trackers, I think these are up to you. If you find something that you think is useful to track in combat, feel free to modify these. Last up well, actually, we've got two more things to talk about for NPC types. Let's create a new one, and we're going to create an animal. So here I've got a new NPC. We're going to call it Jim. And Jim is going to be an animal. It's a doggo. Jim the doggo. So animal sheets in Vaesen have most of the same things. You've, of course, got core alchemy kit like equipment and trackers and actions, as well as new things specific to animals like might, body control. So we'll add Jim now. I won't give him in picture because that would take time. And last but not least, you can create an NPC sheet for a headquarters. So as the characters move throughout the campaign, they may gain a headquarters and can do things with their headquarters. So we've got our headquarters. We're going to call it Alchemy HQ. Its token size is going to be huge. We'll do 6x6. That'll be cool. Should probably make it non-circular, but whatever. Location, we're going to go to Oregon for this one. Type of building, incorporeal. Definitely just out here floating in the void. Development points, you can add those in. You can add facilities. We've got drop downs here for all sorts of stuff. You can add a carp pond, of course. Why wouldn't you? You can find out discovered facilities. Recently we discovered an occult archive at the Alchemy HQ. Very cool. Contacts, you can pull one in here. Definitely got a professor on staff. And personnel. A lot of these accept custom inputs as well as the preloaded things. Like, oh man, it'd be great to have a chef. So you can do that. And then there's a history tab where you can describe the history of the place. You can make it public. And then maybe there's equipment, trackers, or actions related to that HQ that you want to add in here. You've got that core kit available to you here as well. So we'll save that guy and we'll make it visible too. Of course, we haven't forgotten about player characters. Over here on the party tab, let's go ahead and invite my test account. And create a character. So we don't have the character creator in yet. So you just have a very basic, give it a name. And really that's all you should do here is give it a name. I don't think there's anything that makes sense with concept or class. That's just the custom. That's the custom system showing. So we're gonna add a new character here named Magnus. That won't be confusing with Magnus and Agnes in the same scene. So on the player character side of things, we'll pop this sheet open. It is very empty because we haven't done any of the character generator stuff yet, but you can expect this to look a lot cooler when you've got a button to click that just generates a whole character for you. But you can go in and you can fill in things like token size. You can choose their age group, their archetype, I believe. Yeah, we do have everything filled in, or mostly everything filled in here. It should be everything, except for maybe stuff from the some of the other books outside of the core book. You can fill in motivation, trauma, dark secrets, establish relationships with other folks in the game. If there was anyone else in here, they would automatically show up. You may have seen this in Kids on Bikes if you've played around with the beta for that yet, as well as talents. We've got a few that you can select from here with the information preloaded here, and insights. Living dead. Yikes. Defects. Advantages. And of course the description. Their stats. include the 4 core that you would expect for a player character here, and then all of the skills, which you can then customize to pull in different stats or whatever you need to do for those. And then the core kit of equipment, trackers, and actions to build out that character. So let's save that now. Now that we have the statistics here for, or whatever you call them for this system, for physique, precision, logic, and empathy, we've got those available and ready to roll, as well as our skills here too, so we can make those checks. All of Vaesen depends on a dice pool, so all these are already set up to be dice pool actions, and they're rerollable too because everything's rerollable here. Wow, great reroll. But rerolls are very cool because you've got this little arrow that shows you the previous result and then the new result. By the way, let's take a moment to holler about how cool dice pool rerolls are, because that's new this week too. This reroll card, we threw it in for Vaesen specifically, but it's also available in custom systems or any game system. It's just part of the core action kit for dice pool actions. Let's take a step back from the Vaesen stuff and just build one right now to show you how that works. So dice pool with reroll. We'll select a dice pool here, and we'll just go basic on this one. We won't use attributes and skills. We're just going to do 4d6 as our dice pool. And for success values, we will choose the high numbers of 5 and 6. Failure values, we'll choose 1 and 2. And then this reroll section down here is new. Click on that to choose what values can be rerolled. So we're going to choose the middle values as rerolls here. So 1 and 2 will be failures, 3 and 4 will be rerolls, and 5 and 6 will be successes. And when I use that, cool, we didn't get any middle values. We got 3 successes and 1 failure. So let's roll again and take a look at what we've got here. We've got 1 success, 2 failures, and 1 other, and that's what we can re-roll here. So we see the re-roll card here indicating that it can be re-rolled. Clicking that is going to re-roll that, just the re-rollable values from that action, and show you what they turned into. So that 4 turned into a 6 after we re-rolled, and we ended up with 2 successes and 2 failures. Very cool, exciting new adjustment to that dice pool action, and definitely something that we needed for Vaesen. So glad we got that in for this. Okay, back to Vaesen. We've got our cool player character here. We've also got our NPCs in. You can, of course, mess with equipment and trackers like you would in any other Alchemy game. I'm going to go ahead and play one of the human characters and take a look at their exciting things. Make an agility check using physique. Very good, but no successes there. Put that reroll to work for a success. Hooray. We've also got our Vaesen character type here with their shorter list of skills and some actions. Jim the doggo doesn't have much of anything going on here. We could give him some sort of cool actions, I'm sure. And then the headquarters. These are really just kind of this is a tracking type, I think. So it's probably not going to be played a whole lot. It'll be more useful as its character sheet itself. So that's what we have for Vaesen so far. Again, if you backed the Kickstarter, you have access to the beta for this. Your code is in BackerKit. Feel free to redeem that and get going with it now if you'd like. And what's left there is, as I mentioned earlier, we've got the character generator stuff to work on, as well as initiative, making that work when you turn on the turn order for combat. And we should have those out very soon. I'm going to go ahead and stick to this Vaesen game to show you some of the cool new tactical features, because they're pretty quick and I've already got NPCs ready to rock here. So I'm going to jump into tactical mode. We don't have a map here, but that's fine. 2 cool things have launched for this. Let's put that massive HQ token. Of course, our HQ looks like a default avatar. That's cool. But Two cool things here this week. We've got tooltips. When you hover over a token in tactical mode, you've got a nice tooltip that shows you who it is, so you don't have to guess anymore. Not super useful in this scenario, but if we had 10 of the same image out here for some sort of goblin or whatever, very useful in that scenario. And then the next exciting thing is pinging. You can now ping on the map. Both GM and players alike can just click and hold on a spot on the map to ping it, and it plays that little sound for everybody who's connected. And you can also adjust the volume of that in your audio settings here using this sound slider. So that's the one that works for sound actions, as well as the crit sounds for 5e games, and it also works for that map ping. So enjoy pinging the map, everybody. All right, let's head over to Universe to take a look at what's new over there. Couple cool new things for your created universes and for your purchased universes. So let's take a look at the Devlogs universe. I've got apparently a module named Jim here, and an interesting, and a module called Untitled Module. I'm very creative when it comes to naming these. Well, these can now be reordered. You can do this by simply right-clicking on one of your modules and clicking on the Sort Modules menu item here. This is going to open up the Universe modal. So before I get any further, I should mention that you have to be the person who created the universe in order to see this, because this is where you change things like the name of the universe and what the artwork is and the logo. But in here, in the modules section, you can see all of the modules that are in it at a glance on a list, and you can also just click and drag to reorder them. So we can put Jim first here, and there it is. We can also create a new module directly from here if we wanted to do that. We'll make this upcoming title 3, and it gets added into that list right here in the 3rd position, but we could also drag it up to be at the top, like so. The next exciting universe feature is for those universes you've purchased. So you've had the ability to download assets, but it's a little bit buried and kind of hard to find. Now it's front and center on the assets tab. So let's check out if the Vaesen universe has any assets that we can download as a person who has redeemed a code for this Vaesen universe. And of course we do. We've got 28 assets in this core rulebook. Right-clicking on any one of these will present the options View and Download. And just clicking on that download will download that asset right to your downloads folder. You may not, depending on your browser or if you're using the app, you may not see a whole lot of feedback for this process. I know the app shows like a download progress bar on the app icon itself, but that most often downloads are, a megabyte or something. And depending on your internet connection, that might go by so fast that you won't even see the download progress bar. Your browser might include some sort of download progress like mine does. You can see the file kind of bounce down here. I think you can probably see that in the recording. But yeah, my point is you can download anything from these universes now. It's front and center. Click that download button, free your assets. They're yours. You paid for them. Do cool stuff with them. Legal stuff with them. And they'll be in your downloads folder. So yeah, use it. Do it. It's cool. Okay, let's transition out of the universe land and into roadmap land. Down here in the old what's new in the roadmap section, I gave this a little bit of a facelift recently, perhaps controversially. I thought that the green for complete and the green for in progress, used to have like a check mark for completed, was a little hard to scan, and so now in progress ones are yellow and completed ones are just a green circle. So we're all circles here now, and yeah, anyway. Reason that could be controversial is because I think our content uses different number or different colors here, but whatever. This is what I'm here for. This one. Please enjoy. Okay, so In progress, account emails. If you have forgotten your password recently, you may or may not have noticed that the forgot your password email is no longer just a plain text email with a big long link in it. It's now got a nice, cool design to make that look a little nicer when it hits your inbox. We also laid a bunch of groundwork, foundations for transactional emails across the system. I know we're missing a few of those for things like changed password or verify your account. Those are coming soon. Those are up next in this account emails bucket, and we are going to cross those off the list soon. Streamer mode, so we are hard at work on this. We have a few pieces of it done, and I can actually probably show you a sneak peek here in a few minutes. Tactical token customization. This is a commonly asked for feature here, to be able to rotate and resize tokens on the tactical map itself, as well as customize their background and border. So I know that we'll be getting started on the ability to rotate tokens in the next few days. It might be a little while before that gets out, but we are starting on it, and that's going to be important. Very excited to get that out there to you all. We've also started on dice customization. So this is part of System Builder, but we're going to roll it out as a universe feature first. So I can probably show a little preview of this, or at least what it's going to look like to edit it. But this will let you customize your dice for your game system. Of course, after those things are out, we'll be starting on System Builder. Well, we're kind of already started on System Builder, but we'll be really diving into System Builder after that. And then we have a few other things like easier access to trackers still on our mind, persistent encounters so that those hold on to, if you leave the game and come back, your encounter will all be saved. That's a big pain point for everybody who's had their combat wiped, either because the GM left or disconnected or reloaded or we rebooted servers or whatever. Bad things happen there. And then we have a bunch of other smaller things that haven't made it into actual roadmap items yet, but they're still very important things for us that we're going to be getting out to you all here in the next few weeks and months and years. Game systems. So as you saw in this episode, we are pretty much done with Vaesen. We have the generators for characters and the initiative to do, and then probably some bug fixes and maybe a few adjustments here and there to make things flow better. And then that'll be done. And up next after that is Tales from the Loop, which we're hoping will go pretty smoothly because we've done a lot of the foundation that we need for Year Zero engine with Vaesen. So that's next up for us from a systems front. We are likely going to be splitting our efforts on some of the simpler systems coming up as well. Things like City of Mist, Stillfleet, Badge Quest, and Mazes, I think are all possible now with the way that we have dice pools implemented. So we might break ground on those for kind of a Wave 4 Kickstarter beta drop here in the next few weeks. Cool. So streamer mode. Should we show a little teaser of streamer mode? I think we should. I'm going to switch over to a different account that has access to the streamer mode beta features. I said beta. They're not really in beta. It's only available to us internally. But let's take a look. We're going to go into a Vaesen game here again. And this is sort of the entry point to streamer mode, or one of several planned entry points into streamer mode. Clicking on this button here, which is a staff preview, as you can tell by this thing, is going to bring up the streamer mode interface. So this is a new tab in my browser right now, and it's got just a stripped down interface for the game. We've got our journal down here, and I can click in to view things. And we have nothing else. None of the stuff. So I'm back on the GM side of this now. None of the stuff that the GM has is visible there. So we have plans to make this, of course, bring in more panels and allow you to customize what panels are visible, as well as include a stream overlay. So on the GM side of this game, I'm going to edit the game. And again, this is a preview. None of this is live yet. This new streaming tab has an option to upload a stream overlay. This is going to be kind of a ludicrous example because I'm going to use one of my devlog overlays as the streamer overlay. Doesn't make any sense for this game, but it shows you that you can do whatever you want. So I'm going to go ahead and save that stream overlay here and switch over to my streamer mode tab. And look, there it is, covering the important stuff. So, you know, watch out. Maybe don't use this. Use something that fits. Anyway, that's your cool sneak peek of streamer mode. We've got way more cool plans for that, and it's going to be super OBS friendly, so can't wait to show you more updates on that in the near future. Speaking of sneak peeks, let's take a look at that dice customization that's coming soon. I'm going to go into one of my universes here, actually on my other account, and take a look. Oh, nope, sorry, it's not available on that account yet. And take a look at what this stuff can do. So we're going to go into this test universe. Seems safe. And edit it. And there's a new tab here that you won't see for a little while called Dice. This lets me choose behaviors for the dice in my custom system. So we can choose dice pool. We can also change our dice drawer loadout. So the standard array of polyhedrals here, D4, D8, D6, D10, D12, D20. We can also add dice to it. So we could add, I don't know, maybe some of you want to see a D100 in here. I don't know, I think maybe I've heard that a few times. Slap that in my dice drawer, as well as modify dice that are already in here. So maybe we want a coin toss, a D2. And these can be rearranged as well. Again, early preview. None of this stuff's live, but this is what we're thinking for the first bits of dice configuration. And I thought I'd give you a little sneak peek on that because it's exciting stuff. All right, let's go over to some Q&A. Devlogs universe. Oh, I messed this all up earlier when I was moving things around. Here we go. Okay, Devlog 23. First up from Dayman, we've got player character limits. I have a lot of games I do with several large groups. The problem I am having is that none of my players, like in D&D Beyond, spend any money. So we are constantly running into issues of character accounts. Could I manage the character and grant players edit or have them live in my game? So yeah, I feel like I've answered this one before. I hope it wasn't from you. Maybe it was an old one, an old question. But right now, if you're the GM of a game and you have an active unlimited subscription, you can create characters for players beyond their own personal limits. It's a little bit of a weird loophole, I guess, but it's definitely possible to create characters for them in the game. So just exactly what I was showing you earlier when I invited my test account. Right-click, play, create a character. My test account is actually on a free account, and it's got a bunch of characters that I've created on it. So you can definitely do that right now. Whether you'll be able to do that forever, kind of up in the air, but you can definitely help your frugal players get in there and play as long as you've got that unlimited subscription. More dice actions. Ooh boy, this is a long one. I think I'm going to link this one in the description and leave it as an exercise for the viewer to read this whole thing. Basically what Shard Collector is saying here is thanks for the dice pool action. They want roll under, they want other various bits for different systems. And my response to that is love your idea for this new action type. I think that we have a few more action types and dice pool upgrades that we have planned for our other systems that we're getting to soon, including roll under stuff. I think Dragonbane has a lot of roll under rules. So we'll definitely take this feedback into consideration as we build those out and for future stuff for actions and dice pools. So thank you for the detailed question and ideas here. Dayman, back at it. Chat notifications. Would it be possible to get an optional notification on each of the chattable tabs, journal, notes, chat, and a flag to show on each chat tab that you have yet to see. Would love to be able to add a soft beep to notify if I want, or else the flag to see that there's activity I am missing. Had a founder raid that I missed because I had no clue that someone jumped into the watchers and was saying something. Yeah, we definitely feel the need for this too. The day that we launched Watcher Chat, it felt missing. So we'll make something happen here soon. No promises on when, but eventually definitely need to have some sort of system for notifying you what's going on in there. Another one from Dayman on items. I think this is on items. Maybe I named that wrong. Let's find out together. Couple of items. When creating a universe that is 5e, we can pull in the NPCs from 5e via scenes, but not via general NPCs tab in the universe. I'd love to be able to pull in 5e SRD NPCs that I plan on modifying, as well as to pull in actions so we're not duplicating data. The other item is around quests. I would love to have another tab added in the universe for adding quests and linking quests together. Nothing too complicated, mostly a checkbox and some way to link together a quest with Markdown support. So we have some work to do here. I think we'll probably touch on this a little bit as we're working on System Builder, because it's in the same realm. We'll have base systems and system relationships in there that might fit in nicely with this sort of thing to get you more access to the cool stuff that you need from the universe. And quests, the quest tab. I love that idea. I don't think we've really talked about anything like that. At least not for a while, since we were kind of in blue sky ideation phase. But I love the idea of a quest tab. We'll definitely take that into consideration and figure it out. Okay, Turiel. First of all, I would like to say thank you for your awesome work. Shout out to the team. Y'all are awesome. Now that we have the dice pool action and you have announced System Builder, really looking forward to this. When can we expect Degenesis? Seems pretty easy to build now. To that, I will say soon. But really, we have a lot of the stuff done that we need for Degenesis, and it is near and dear to several of our hearts here on the Alchemy team, so soon. All right, that's it for episode 23 of the Alchemy Devlog. I hope you enjoyed this one, and I hope you enjoyed those sneak peeks and another look at our roadmap. If you did, head on down below, mash that like button, subscribe for future updates. Let's see if you can subscribe before I finish talking here. It's your challenge. And stay tuned for more cool stuff from us. If you have any questions of your own and you want me to answer those on a future episode, the link to that is down below in the description. Thanks for watching. Let's go play some games.